said that, I will congratulate Dr. Tanko for his 50th birthday, and also congratulate Nigeria for its 61st anniversary. The topic on discussion here is insecurity. And I believe for those of us who come from the Northwest, and particularly Kaduna State, this is an important issue that threatens our lives, our family, and by extension, the peace, the unity, and the stability of the country. Thousands of villages have been displaced. People have been impoverished by selling their lands, their farms, to pay ransom. The state has abdicated its responsibility, and the ungoverned spaces of the country has been taken over by bandits and terrorists. And it has reached a point today, people, the ordinary people in the villages, sometimes call terrorists of ISWAP to protect them from bandits. This is happening in the lands of Niger State and Kaduna State. This is how a government has failed. It is not about railway, it's not about roads, it's not about housing projects, but the reality of Nigeria today is that our existence and our survival as a nation and as a people is seriously threatened by the symptoms of a failing state where the nation has not been able to protect its own. That is the reality of the country today. We have now a leadership that prefer to allow serious issue to fade than to address it. A whole national defense institution was attacked, nobody was sacked, and nobody resigned. It can only happen in this country. The national currency has crashed to a record low level. Nobody was sacked, nobody resigned. This is the only government that can appoint people into office as ministers to last until thy kingdom come. It's a very serious issue. I think what we should be very much concerned about, the leadership is bankrupt of ideas and they have lost all steam. And what is needed is for us to galvanize forces and think of a new dawn for the country. And apart from that, there is virtually nothing you can advise them, you can recommend to them, you can counsel them. It is certainly not going to be of any use. They only accept counsel and advice and recommendation from people from their inner cycle. So whatever you say does not matter. So this is the way the country is run. On the final note, I will say this. The civil society, the people of this country, must not leave the fate of this country in the hands of politicians. Mass protest and mass action is sometimes needed to compel the political class, the political elite, to do what is right. On the issue of electronic transmission of result, a whole National Assembly, a parliament elected by the people, looked at the people in the face of this country and tell us that they need to be involved in the process of transmission of result. The NCC is headed by an appointee of Mr. President. There is no way it can be fair and just. INEC constitutionally is an independent body. It is empowered, enabled, and mandated to conduct election and announce results. There is no way you can have a free, fair, and credible election when you put along its path the NCC and the National Assembly. In Nigeria today, we have an active account numbers of about 111 million people, active account numbers. There is no way you can slot in your ATM card and press 10,000 and to give you 15,000. This is the country. So if our banking system can seriously run over 120 million accounts effectively using the same communication system without referral to NCC or the National Assembly, then why can't that be done and replicated in our election system? It is clear that some people are not interested in credible election, and this is where the civil society need to engage in mass action. The NSAS protest is a good thing, and I was part of it. Anybody who told you it's a bad thing is just not on the side of the people. And if our future is being toyed by people who want to sabotage the next democratic elections, I think we have no option than to rise up in the defense of our freedom, our democracy, our unity. It is easier in Nigeria today. For those of you from the south, your elite convince you that the enemy is the north, while they exploit your resources and they give you the impression that there is only poverty in the north and you don't have poverty in the southern part of Nigeria. And that makes it impossible for you to question them of even the resources that have been allocated to them. The same thing in northern Nigeria. The enemy is the south. And that keeps the oppressor and the oppressed in bed with each other, ignoring the reality of exploitation and plunder from his own kinsmen. The unity of this country is important, is needed. We should be thinking of a pan-Africa, not some small cluster of nations. Nations are thinking of breaking borders and expanding markets. That is what we should think of. The Igbos of 1950s are not the Igbos of the 21st century. In 1950s and 1960s, the Igbos are people from the southeast. In the 21st century, they are kings and chiefs in all parts of the world. How do you return back when you have conquered, you have established, you have enabled, you are everywhere? How do you do that? We have seen how the southeast has been destroyed, northeast has been destroyed by terrorism of Boko Haram and ISWAP. And I don't think that should be the future of the southeast. But it is important as people and as a nation that we should entrench justice and fairness. For us to keep this country, all Nigerians should be given the opportunity to lead as a people. That it comes by consensus, by understanding, and by the need to preserve this union. Thank you very much.